In relation to the appointment of the chairman of GECOM, I've been very cautious about commenting in the public or in joining the public debate on this issue, because I thought that some of the confusion and the noise, the extraneous issues that have surrounded this matter could have been avoided had we dealt with each other in a more professional manner. So I learned of the President's view from a media brunch that he had when he explained his position to the media without even informing me about the list, his list. And the President says he's not playing politics. But I thought that that was a political act because it was done on a Sunday at a media brunch, and he knew that by the time we got around to addressing the issue, because I could not have addressed the issue until I had formal notification from him, that an impression would be created that somehow my list that I submitted to him did not meet the constitutional requirements. And if you look at media stories as well as the online comments, these will substantiate my view that many people, after listening to the President on this Sunday, by the time I got around to responding to the issue, being formally notified and responding to the issue, they had already created some truths in their minds, some impressions about the issue. So I've been trying to address some of these, talking to people. But I want to do so again here today because let's start with the Constitution, because I've seen this mentioned several times, particularly online. There is a whole deal of confusion about whether the fit and proper section of that Constitution, of our current Constitution, was deleted or is still in the Constitution. And these are people who are smart people, but they're being totally confused. So I want you to refer to the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Ghana Act, 1980. In this Constitution, the 1980 Constitution, it's Article 161.1, Article 161.2. This is what it says. Subject to the provisions of paragraph 6, the chairman of the Elections Commission shall be appointed by the President from among persons who hold or have held office as a judge of a court having unlimited jurisdiction in civil and criminal matters in some part of the Commonwealth, or a court having jurisdiction in appeals from any such court, or who is qualified to be appointed as any such judge, full stop. So the 1980 Constitution does two things. It gives the President the right to appoint in his own at his own discretion. And it says that there's one category of persons, or two categories, either judges or people who are qualified to be judges could be appointed. This is the 1980 Constitution. Our current Constitution says, subject to the provision, and this is the applicable one, so I need to show you. So just those people who are online and who have called me saying, apparently they're reading the old Constitution, that this one says, subject to the provisions of paragraph 4, the chairman of the Elections Commission shall be a person who holds or who has held office as a judge of a court having unlimited jurisdiction in civil and criminal matters in some part of the Commonwealth, or a court having jurisdiction in appeals from any such court, or who is qualified to be appointed as any such judge, or any other fit and proper person to be appointed by the President from a list of 6 persons not unacceptable to the President submitted by the leader of the opposition. So, from that Constitution, words were included now, or any other fit and proper person. Now, even a layman would understand that the intent here, the intent was to broaden the categories from which people could be appointed. So the old Constitution said only these categories appointed by the President at his sole discretion. The new one now adds in the fit and proper definition. It extends it. Clearly, this is clear to me, because the President says he is clear, the Constitution is clear. But this is quite clear to me too. So we have a different view that outside of judges or people qualified to be appointed judges, others can be appointed to the post. Now, practice will also show that this definition was understood, or this article was understood in the manner I just described by several of the originators of lists, particularly Mr. Hoyt. Mr. Desmond Hoyt submitted 4, and he was a senior counsel. Desmond Hoyt submitted 4 lists in 94, 97, 2001, and 2002. And as we have seen, there are several people on those lists who are not judges, or do not have the, or who are not judges, or did not have the qualification to be judges. In fact, the names that came out, or who were selected from the list submitted by Mr. Hoyt, were Hopkinson, Dugnat Singh, he had the requisite qualification, Joe Singh, Steve Surjbali. If the President is saying, I think this is a huge embarrassment of Mr. Desmond Hoyt to say that he, as a senior counsel, that he did not understand the Constitution. He did not understand this particular provision of the Constitution. And now the President, with all due respect, a good historian, better understands the Constitution or this provision of the Constitution than Mr. Desmond Hoyt, Senior Counsel. So let's go back now. Now that we are clear that the Constitution, the current Constitution provides, as far as we are concerned, for a list of people who are not necessarily judges or qualified to be judges, that they have a right to be submitted. And we submitted our list in accordance with that interpretation of the Constitution. So the list that I sent that has these names on them, we believe that that list is in accordance with the Constitution. I've seen Chronicle and the others saying I misread the Constitution and did not submit the list in accordance with the Constitution. That's our interpretation. It's borne by history, borne out by history, as well as that interpretation I gave you, the clear intent that when the amendment was made from the 1980 Constitution to the current one.